Hey, what's up, everybody? Kieran Maloney here. Really glad you could join us for today's training. So today, what I'm going to be covering is how we generated over 13 B2B sales appointments in the space of 3 to 4 days over the course of December 2022. So I'm just showing you here a visual of my inbox. So what you're seeing here is all of the notifications from Calendly. So Calendly is an appointment scheduling tool if you haven't come across it already. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to count actually the number of B2B sales appointments that came through. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, as cancellation, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 sales appointments over the course of 4 days, or sorry, 3 days, 26th, 27th, and 28th. So as you can see, a ridiculous number of discovery calls and sales conversations coming through. All of these as well were with other businesses. All of them were qualified. Actually, I wouldn't say all of them. I would say 90% of them were qualified. And what I mean by qualified, i.e., they had the resources to come and work with us. So that's what we mean by qualified. So in terms of like how we actually did this, what I'm going to share with you today is how we actually did this at a high level. And I just have all the names blanked out here just for confidentiality purposes. I'm sure the people who book the calls don't necessarily want their names being shown, so they're blocked off there. So how do we actually generate these calls? Well, we did it without paid ads. We did it without cold calling. We did it without any direct outreach. This was all inbound marketing and lead generation, i.e., that means customers coming into your business as opposed to you going out have to chase that. And the really special thing about having customers come in and book appointments with you versus going out chasing them is that you can have them come through a specific flow and specific funnels. And what some of those sales funnels do is they pre-educate customers before they ever speak with you in person. They see videos, they see marketing collateral, things about what you do, the service you provide, pricing, the engagement model, all of that stuff. Case studies as well from good results you've delivered customer in the past. And what does that stuff do? So when people see that stuff before they actually ever speak with you in person, they're a lot warmer than if they were not able to see that stuff, i.e., they're educated a bit about you and your business. And we know that educated prospects convert better than people who are completely oblivious and ignorant as to what you do. So the quality of the leads here are really, really good. And that's very important because sales lead quality saves you time, your business time, your sales team time. So that's very important. Also, they convert a lot faster too than if they didn't know anything about what you do. So now getting into actually how we generated some of these sales conversations. So we did this through our proprietary organic client acquisition frameworks. And this is specifically for B2B IT services businesses. So I'm just going to talk about this stuff at a high level. So the first step is actually building a magnetic online profile. So what do I mean by magnetic online profile? So a magnetic online profile is an online presence through your social profiles, your online website, your funnels, etc., to make you seem like you're an expert at solving your customers' problems. And what that actually does is when people actually come into contact for you with the come into contact with you and your brand for the first time, they want to book a call with you. They want to engage with you. They want to learn more about your services. They want to work with you. So we use stuff like brand messaging. We use our social selling index. We use lead capture mechanisms to build that magnetic online profile. And I know I'm talking about all this stuff at a high level. It's just too much to cover in one video, but that's the first step, the magnetic online profile that converts essentially browsers into inbound sales meetings and booked calls like I just demonstrated there. So the second thing is viral content. Look, it's fine to have magnetic online presence and profile, but what if nobody actually finds you? And that's where the kind of viral content comes in. So viral content is specifically structured content for the social media algorithms to essentially get your marketing and sales message out there in front of your ideal customer. And how we actually structure some of this and how we actually plan some of this viral content is through our content pillars, our 4FD, our viral content. That's how we actually come up with some of the ideas that's aligned to your brand to essentially keep stuff on point and contextually relevant to your business and ultimately like drive inbound sales leads. We also set up like weekly SOPs and marketing activity trackers. That's what we use on a day. That gives us a clear idea of what to execute on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. We had a ton of calls came through, as you saw, but that was through a lot of like consistency over the course of, you know, weeks, months, and days, doing the right things, and then putting out some really compelling hand raisers and call to action. And what actually happens, if you can imagine, let's say like a battery, okay? So a flat battery, okay? So right now, most people's businesses or most people's, let's say sales pipeline is like a flat battery, okay? But what we do with these weekly, daily, and monthly SOPs is that we start to fill up that battery. And when it becomes full, we then put out a kind of CTAs and promotional campaigns that call people to action. And we juice that battery, and then that results in inbound inquiries. Now, is that everything? No, it's not. The final step is an appointment setting workflow. So you have to take and harness that demand and harness that inbound contact inquiries and have specific workflows to turn them in to one-to-one booked calls for either you or your sales team. So how we actually do that is through our appointment setting workflow. We do conversational trees and also promotional campaigns as well. So they're the kind of 3 steps which actually led to some of the insane results we got around booked calls. Booked calls and meetings held are probably the most important metrics for any IT services business to drive sales. So there's a correlation between the amount of quality meetings held with your ideal customer and new paying clients. So it's just one of those really, really important metrics. And our organic client acquisition frameworks for B2B IT services businesses is an ideal means to achieve that. This video is pretty short. I'm just covering everything at a high level. If you want to learn more, just drop me a DM right here. I can get on a call with you and I can show you the whole thing in detail and what it's all about. But for today, I hope you got a bit of value out of it and to see what's possible without paid ads, without cold calling, without doing any of this, emotionally draining, pounding pavements or knocking on doors. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Have a great rest of the week and I'll be talking to you.